In this episode, we fixed a leaky vent hatch, prepared the mast for mast racing, tuned the rig, and after that, hoisted the sails. After the launch of Odyssey, we decided to take out the vent hatch to see why there were leaks coming into the cabin.
So look.
Once we realized the scale of the leaking, the plan was to strip the old silicone sealant around the hatch frame, assess the damage, and then reseal around the frame using a waterproof sealant. Then monitor the hatch for the season.
This is basically just silicone. I think the water maybe gets in here, right in here. There's something maybe wrong, but I think it gets in there.
Through here?
Mm. So this is a very flimsy little blade. Not very good, but at the same time it's convenient because it flexes better than the bigger blade, and hopefully it won't break.
The plan is to lift this frame up and to see what's underneath.
I think I got it. Oh yeah. This is the problem right here. See, there's a little depression here. So water kind of collects in here and makes its way in. So this is the plywood core. So the plywood on this side is nice and white. When you come around here, over on this side, it's a lot darker. So you got a plywood over here. I don't know if this is all plywood right through or if it's just the for the frame support. But the plywood over here is darker than it is on the on the starboard side is darker than it is on the port side. The port side is nice and white. That means that this is a bit waterlogged. So there is some moisture in here for sure. Then you can even go at it, pick at it a little bit. So I don't know what to do for it right now. I'm just going to try and just clean this up a little, clean it up as best as I possibly can, so I don't leave it exposed. And I may have to do something else another time. Obviously, the reason why the water is getting in because there's a slight depression in here. Water hits here, collects in here, and then somehow runs in through the screw holes. So I'm just going to do a temporary fix right now because this needs a little bit of time and attention. I don't have too much time today, and just to make hopefully prevent any water from getting in. Supposedly forecasting some rain for Monday and Tuesday. So we got our hatch frame here with a cover attached to it, and we're going to put this back in again and clean it up. Not too badly. It needs a bit better, but it's not a permanent fix right now. See, it wobbles. It was all caulked in here, but I don't have the proper material. I'm going to use the backer rod just to give it the this is much better. So that it'll give it the support, so that it'll be making better contact. Two-sided tape.
So you're adding the double-sided tape
to the frame.
We would have used butyl tape, but unfortunately, the local chandlery was already closed, and the closest hardware store did not stock the product.
General Electric to the rescue for the time being, because I see a flaw in the design over here. This the frame does not sit flush to the cabin top, to the deck top. There's a big gap over here, and I think this part of the reason the water is getting into here, going through the screw holes, and probably traveling along here somewhere. And it's also dripping down here.
What's the plan for today?
Get everything ready for the mast install, which is scheduled for Thursday. So I got to make sure I have the spreaders, the boot that go over the spreaders that protect the shrouds. Don't protect the shrouds, it just basically holds the shrouds in place. But anyways, make sure I have all the turnbuckles ready. So maybe see where they got to go, and pretty much go through the process of maybe installing the mast, but not actually installing it. Do a dry run, kind of a thing.
It's a very windy day right now, but the sun is shining, so it's just taking advantage of the nice weather.
So I put some tape around this spreader support, and I was installing the spreader. I was looking at it, and for some reason I wasn't getting it in properly, so I think I put too much tape. I took some tape out, and then for whatever reason, I was trying it this way, and it looks like it fits in better this way, and it lines up nicely with the whole plate. And I put it in this way, which is the way I had marked them. This is my port side. This is the port side of the mast. There's this gap over here. Maybe I marked them wrong. I don't know. I looked at a couple of other masts over here that were partially assembled already. I mean, the spreader's got a different rake to it on one end to the other. It's more rounded at this end, and it's more sharp at this end. And all of them, they all have the more rounded end forward, and the sharper end is aft. Kind of like what the rudder does. The rudder does the same thing. The direction it's moving in is more rounded, and it's more sharp at the aft side. So I think this is it. I also checked my video when I took it apart, and it does reflect this. So we're going to follow this procedure. Now, on my pin. The washer on the other side. Another cotter pin.
Good morning. Well, it's almost afternoon. We're here back at the marina because today is our mast racing day. We have delayed stepping the mast because there were a few things that we wanted to do, like install the VHF antenna. So we did that, and now it's time to race the mast.
sails on and sail.
There's a few more steps to do before we can go sailing. It's not going to happen today.
No, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Most helpful.
Yeah.
We just stepped the mast. The mast is up. It's standing up pretty good. We're just heading back to the dock now, and we're going to probably do a little bit of fine tuning, make sure it's all good to go. After that, we're going to install the sails, the boom of the sails, and hopefully we'll go sailing very soon and get on with it. It's summertime.
Let's go sailing.
Starboard.
The Catalina Capri 26 Owner's Manual and the Harken Furler Instruction Manual came in handy, as this was our first time to go through the rig tuning process.
And now it's very tight. Feeling a lot of tension. I'm going to check that. I'll check the bob again. See how that is. I got to be careful, so I can't tighten it too much, because otherwise I don't have enough space for this after. You know?
The Catalina Capri 26 tuning recommendation is to adjust the forestay and backstay so that the rake, fore and aft angle of the mast is approximately 3 inches. Even though Paolo followed the instructions, he wasn't able to tune the mast as required.
I don't know. I feel a lot of tension in here. I don't know if it's too much tension. I'm just going to leave it. Maybe considering getting some professional help for this.
One of our more experienced dockmates, Eric, was on hand to give us his advice.
Yeah, but I think the wind's also...
Yeah, blowing a bit too, so yeah. No, I think I would try that. Could you sail?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to read the wrong scale, because then it'll be, I think yours will be the first line going down on the left.
Paolo measured the tension using a loose tension gauge and adjusted the upper and lower shrouds as necessary.
Yeah, okay, so is this this one here? Yeah, okay, so you're going down. So right now you've got six pounds down. So you're way down right now. You're not even reading a scale yet. So yeah. 14. Okay, so you're balanced right now. Okay, so go 2 turns, like that. Now come over here and do 2. Let's good start.
I'm at 16 now.
16. Okay. Well, go back and half a turn, because when you tighten this side, it's going to go up on that side.
There you go.
So unwind this in one turn, and then your insides. Same thing. Just hand tighten first.
I don't know if it's the mash or if it's the boat.
Yeah, but like I say, it's you got to, because you're tipping the boat over a bit. So
yeah.
Once you're done, you get over here and then you decide, okay, I'll release a half turn on this side.
Last year, I realized that the boat is always listing a little bit.
Oh yeah, because you got weight on board too, you see, and that makes a difference too.
Too.
Okay. So what's your test? What's the staying on the inside? Okay. But like I say, if when you're sailing, if the inside shroud stays
12 and a half.
12 and a half? Okay.
Yeah.
And the other side was?
Well, the other side I can check.
Okay, yeah, check both, because you want to know, like, you don't know power one, because that might only take 2 turns and you're up to 15 pounds. Okay.
Almost 10. I got 10 and a half on this one. So.
10 and a half? Okay, so what you're going to do here then, release the other one 2 turns. You said you had 15, because you do that one 12 and a half. So release it down to 10, so they sort of stay together as you're going up. Because if you tighten that one to 12, that'll probably be a 15 already on that side, and you're not balanced. Okay. So that one shouldn't matter. It should still be at 10 approximately.
No, I got 9.
9, okay. That's close enough then. Do 3 turns.
After we completed the preliminary tensioning of the rig, we then proceeded to hoist the head sail and mainsail.
Every time we put the sails away, I'll be tucking this inside the sail cover.
Finally, the sails are up and the lines are rigged. Join us for episode 5 as we check and tune the standing rigging on our first sail of the season. Thank you for watching, much appreciated. Until the next time, fair winds to all.